You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story tonight, a lake in Manatee County seeing some big improvements after being taken over by vegetation. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us from Conservatory Lake tonight with more on that transformation that has taken place. So we are having some technical difficulties and we'll see if we can get that story back up later. But in the meantime, earlier tonight, the Ringling in Sarasota celebrated some impressive numbers with their fundraising campaign. So far, $92 million of their $100 million goal has been raised over the last 7 years with their Ringling Inspires campaign. $5 million of that money was recently donated by Linda and Keith Monda. The money raised so far has gone towards a major expansion and improvements to the Ringling. Future upkeep and improvements are planned for the Ringling home known as Katazan.
That funding has created 5 new spaces for this institution. It's built 4 distinct areas of our collections, and it's continued to innovate programs, create new programs to reach all of our community and to make it a place where everyone feels they belong.
For us, it's all about the children and it's all about the next generation, and we believe that this will allow them to have an excellent learning experience through the Ringling.
The Ringling is hoping that the entire community will help them achieve their $100 million goal. They say this way everyone can celebrate together when they reach that milestone. Now back to that story on that lake in Manatee County that we were having some technical difficulties with. It was taken over by vegetation, and ABC7's Rick Adams shows us what it looks like now after a major transformation has taken place.
Well, what a difference a few months makes. Just recently, this lake was overcome with water lettuce. Today, it's a whole other story. When we first brought you the story on Conservatory Lake back in November, this is what it looked like. It was completely covered with an invasive species of an aquatic plant called water lettuce. Now it's back to the way it's supposed to be.
It was amazing how fast it was and how beautiful our lake is. We've got it back.
Manatee County officials say because the county is stretched so thin in their parks division, they hired an outside company to get rid of the water lettuce for a minimal cost. It's a process that took several weeks.
We do use herbicides that are labeled by the EPA for these settings. In this case, an herbicide was applied to the water lettuce to gain control of it.
Michael Ellswick tells us no wildlife was harmed in the process. Frank Decker and his wife live near Conservatory Park. They say they are thrilled to have their lake back.
I hated to see the way that it had deteriorated, so it means a lot, not only to my wife and myself, but to everybody in the community.
Manatee County officials say they will stay on top of this and have the lake treated frequently, so something like this never happens again. And if you're having any issues with water lettuce in your lake or pond, you're being asked to contact your local University of Florida IFAS facility. Reporting from Conservatory Park in Manatee County, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. If you're heading to St. Petersburg or Tampa this Sunday, you should avoid the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in the morning hours. The northbound lanes of the Skyway Bridge will be closed on Sunday from 4 a.m. until 10 a.m. for the inaugural Skyway 10K. The southbound portion of the Skyway Bridge will remain open, but only for southbound drivers. Anyone needing to get across the bridge heading north will need to find a different route. The iconic bridge, which covers 3 counties, will serve as the setting for 7,000 people racing the 6.2-mile course. And certainly a great weekend ahead for that 10K. Let's check in with Steve Newman, who is in for Bob tonight.
Oh, Jacqueline, it could not be better. We have crystal clear conditions, dry air, and much cooler weather. This is the 24-hour temperature change from 11 o'clock last night to now, up to 20 degrees cooler than normal in these purple spots, and the cool air has finally arrived here on the Sun Coast. Sarasota, it's 8 degrees cooler now than it was at 11 o'clock last night. The same at Longboat Key, 9 degrees cooler at Lake Placid. And we'll actually see these be even cooler than these numbers by sunrise tomorrow morning. We did have some high clouds over us for most of the day, kind of made for filtered sunshine, but they're cleared out. Beautiful starlit sky and a great moon out tonight. If you've been outside, it's a beautiful evening. And there's nothing on radar. A few showers or thunderstorms down, moving off the Miami area into the Bahamas. And if you're heading out on the town tonight, clear, cooler night ahead. Temperatures cooling off into the 50s by dawn, about 52 to 54. I'll have a complete look at the weekend weather picture and a look at a vicious nor'easter hammering the northeast in just a few minutes. Jacqueline.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Over a year later, thanks to new witness testimony, the Florida Highway Patrol is following a new lead into a fatal crash that ended the life of a 20-year-old girl. On February 10th of 2017, 20-year-old Katarina Huffman was traveling eastbound on University Parkway when, for unknown reasons, she crossed the grass median and entered the westbound lanes, the move causing two other vehicles to collide. She then continued off the roadway where her car hit a fence and trees. Huffman was pronounced dead at the scene, and now over a year later, new testimony has revealed that an unknown vehicle described as a black or gray Nissan Altima or possibly a Honda two-door struck the right front of Huffman's vehicle, sending her across the median. That unknown vehicle was described as having a black bumper sticker with white writing on the bottom right bumper. If you have any information that could help in this case, you could be eligible for a reward of up to $3,000. Call the Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen if you have any information. That number is 866-634-TIPS. A woman is facing burglary charges tonight for trying to steal, get this, trash. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies were called to the Kinsfield neighborhood in Parrish around 2 this afternoon to reports of someone suspicious going through a car. Deputies say that person was April Canfield. A witness says Canfield reached into the car, removed a shopping bag, and carried it off. Only it turns out that bag was filled with the victim's garbage. Canfield was placed under arrest for the vehicle burglary, and the garbage was released back to the victim. Florida Senate leaders ordering a rare Saturday floor session to begin debate on a controversial measure that would allow armed teachers in schools. The Saturday session is planned as House and Senate leaders race against the clock to reach a consensus on a bill before the annual legislative session ends a week from today. The Senate had been expected to take up that bill today. Republican State Senator Anna Terry Flores says opinions on guns vary greatly across Florida, making it very difficult to craft a bill that makes most lawmakers happy.
It's a delicate balance that we have to be able to take into account the diversity of our state. From Miami and Key West to Pensacola, we have lots of very different backgrounds in our state.
Delaying consideration of the measure until next week would affect the House's ability to hear the Senate bill because of procedural reasons. Lawmakers have hurried to craft the measure following that mass shooting at Douglas Stoneman High in Parkland. And following that Valentine's Day shooting, Governor Rick Scott has proclaimed February 14th Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Remembrance Day across the state. A moment of silence has also been proclaimed to honor the 17 lives lost during that shooting at 3 p.m. tomorrow and every year on February 14th. All state flags in Florida will also be lowered to half staff from sunrise to sunset on the 14th of each and every year. The Florida Senate also passing a bill that would ban injecting racing greyhounds with steroids. Its next stop will be to the Florida House, where a similar bill has not yet been heard. Florida is home to 12 of 18 tracks in the United States, including one right here in Sarasota. Supporters of the bill say the use of steroids keeps female greyhounds from going into heat and losing racing days, while representatives from Florida's greyhound industry argue that steroids do not enhance performance. Well, the city of Venice has been named the #1 safest city to retire in the United States by SecurityChoice.com. The website says more than 52% of Venice residents are 65 years or older, making it a top retirement destination. At a crime rate of just 1.8%, Venice is also one of the top 40 lowest ranking cities for crime in the U.S. Security Choice lists 31 municipal parks, a central downtown shopping area, and very affordable cost of living as the top reasons why Venice is a great place to call home. And speaking of safety, this Saturday, the city of Venice is hosting its Public Safety Day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Venice Community Center. The Venice Fire and Police Department will be on scene for live demonstrations. There will also be bounce houses and activities for kids, free food, and giveaways. Stay with us. Meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, with short-term rental prices in Venice rising, why those vacation homes are so popular. And a preview of what to expect this weekend at the Big Academy Awards show.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Each day, researchers make discoveries that bring us closer to the moment when all cancer patients can become survivors. Their progress is made possible with the help of clinical trials. Clinical trials are the brightest torch researchers have to light their way towards better treatments. And if you've been diagnosed with cancer, they may be your brightest ray of hope. Speak with your doctor and visit standuptocancer.org/clinical trials to learn more. Together, we can stand up for all of us.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
If you're hoping to get a short-term rental for next year's tourism season, you better do it sooner rather than later. In Venice, they are already 75% booked for next year. That's because more and more people are discovering the area and all it has to offer. Seasonal rentals have a 3-month minimum with an average price of about $3,500 per month. Still, the demand is so high that some rental companies are frantically looking for more homes.
People are very specific about where they want to be, whether it be golf course or beach. So those are the areas that we're going to be concentrating on.
And this season is already booked completely. While more people on the Suncoast may make traffic a challenge, many business owners are happy to have more customers. The Florida Forest Service is urging residents to be careful this weekend as brush fire conditions could reach dangerous levels. If winds reach 15 miles per hour like they did during the rain tree fire in Northport last year, a brush fire could be hard to contain. Dry conditions and low humidity are expected to continue throughout the weekend. And officials with the Florida Forest Service's Myakka River District, which covers Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties, say winter freezes and Hurricane Irma left behind more fuel on the ground.
Everyone thinks the debris from the hurricanes have been picked up because it's not in their yards anymore. And so, but in reality, it's out in the woods.
We get piles of lightning fires here, to be honest with you. You know, this thing's 10,000 acres and half of it's woods is the problem.
Decent property.
Fire mitigation specialists say fire restrictions could change by the minute this weekend. Throughout the weekend, you can follow those changes on social media by searching FFS Myakka on Facebook and Twitter. Now, while the Suncoast may be concerned with dry conditions, other parts of the country, the opposite is true. A vicious storm is hammering the northeast coast. It's also being called a bomb cyclone, bringing hurricane-force winds, severe flooding, and even some snow. Just take a look at this video from Quincy, Massachusetts today, where rescuers worked against heavy flooding to rescue a couple and their dog. Rescuers using an inflatable boat to haul them to safety. Certainly something many people are concerned about in that area, Steve.
I'll explain why it's called a bomb cyclone in just a couple of minutes. So look at the national weather, but what a great weekend across the Sun Coast we have coming. Compared to that, the snow and the relentless rain and flooding, we have a picture-perfect weekend across the Sun Coast, which is why a lot of people come down from up there to spend their weekend. You're getting your money's worth this weekend, believe me. Take a look at a great day over Sarasota Bay. We had some high clouds come through for most of the afternoon that kind of dulled the sunshine, but it cleared out and a pretty decent sunset ensued right about 7:25, 7:30 this evening. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, it is 66 degrees. Dew point is 59. We're going to see dew points move into the 40s tomorrow, maybe even the 30s on Sunday, and that makes the air very, very dry, which is why we just talked about the extreme fire conditions coming up over the weekend. Please be very careful in the outdoors. We had a high of 82 today, and we're not going to see that again for as far into the future as our computer models show. We're going to be closer to seasonal normal, 60s even by the end of next week. Last night's low 71. We're going to be pretty close to the low average tonight with the low predicted about 53, 54 degrees. All because of cooler, drier dew points. 52, the dew point at Tampa. Look at this in the 30s up north. We've had dew points in the upper 60s to near 70 through February, which is why it's felt so warm and humid. Well, this is what's replacing it, and even these 30s are going to move south in the next day or so. As a result of that cold front coming through, bringing a cooler weekend ahead across the Sun Coast. Now let's talk about that bomb cyclone. Last night or late yesterday, barometer started to drop like a stone off the coast of New England, and it formed a very intense low. It happened so quickly, that's why it's called a bomb, because it was explosive development. Actually produced what looked like an eye there you can see offshore. It's beginning to wind down tonight. In Boston, the rain, very heavy rain changing to snow, but it's still well above freezing, so it's not sticking yet. And it just was coming down, the snow earlier today in New York City. That's also easing up. As that storm moves out to sea, one is moving ashore in the west, and it's a beautiful thing if you live in California because it hasn't rained for a couple of months, and it won't rain all summer, so you got 2 or 3 months left in the rainy season. So this is a great wave coming in. I'm showing you that also because the front causing that is going to move all the way across country between now and next Wednesday, arriving here Wednesday, giving us a pretty decent chance of rain or thunderstorms, cooler air, reinforcing cooler air, but until then, high pressure's in place, so we're not going to warm up hardly at all. It's not that cold up north either. Toronto 30 degrees, 36 at New York City. It's still 39 at Boston, although it is snowing there. Here's our futurecast that takes us through the weekend, and it shows that bomb cyclone moving out to sea, but it's channeling strong northerly winds over the southeastern United States. Just keeps blowing and blowing and blowing, so we're not going to get a wind shift that's going to warm us up. It's going to stay cool or seasonably mild, which is a better description. Here's my forecast for the rest of tonight with a starlit sky over Sarasota Bay and all across southwest Florida. Clear and cooler with a low temperature of about 52. That's cooler than normal. We have hardly had a chance to say things are cooler than normal for this past winter. And tomorrow, a sunny and mild day. High temperature 76 degrees. The average is 75. And here's a 7-day outlook I'm just loving giving. Look at this. Very pleasant. Tomorrow, high 76 for all the outdoor activities. 74 for the Oscars. Make sure you tune in. But look what happens to the overnight low temperatures. The upper 40s coming in for tomorrow night and into Monday morning as well. Turning breezy as that front from California approaches. It comes through with rain or thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday. It's a first alert day. We're going to keep an eye on that for the next several days. Once it passes, clearing and cooler, high only 62. By Friday or Thursday, and Friday warming up only to 66. This should tell you that we've had a major weather pattern shift and it's not going to get warm again for some time. That's your weather.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Well, it's almost that time of the year again and the Academy Awards. And while the big event is taking place in Hollywood, California, the excitement is growing around the globe. ABC7's Marcy Gonzalez gives us a preview of the big night.
Yes, the countdown is on to the Oscars, and there is a lot of work still going on out here to make sure everything is ready on the red carpet. You can see it is still covered in this white tarp. The Oscar statues are now being put in place, but they're still covered in tarps. You can see there are ladders up, paint buckets. Crews are hard at work drilling, adjusting the lights. They really just want to make sure everything is picture perfect for when the stars arrive here Sunday night. They'll be coming in through that area down there. They'll be pausing for pictures, and then they can go a number of different ways. The stars could walk along this side, pause, answer questions, do interviews with the media who will be here from all over the world. They could walk along this side and wave to the very lucky fans who will have seats up there in the stands, or they could come along the middle here. Try to show you, there are these black lines here along the red carpet, and there will be guards standing on each side. This is kind of like an express lane for the celebrities who just want to bypass all of the interviews and just go straight in to the Dolby Theater. So they'll just come around here, make a turn to the right, and they will be in there for Hollywood's biggest night here on ABC Sunday night. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Hollywood.
And don't forget, you can catch the Academy Awards right here on ABC7 on Sunday night. Red carpet arrivals begin at 6:30 and the ceremony starts at 8:30. Well, stay with us. Sports is coming up next.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android. Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Flooding is often an issue across the state and also here on the Suncoast.
We're going to tell you what Sarasota County officials are trying to do to help update the local flood plan. That's Monday morning on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
So now that a big ridge of high pressure is built in, what's it mean for the work week ahead? We'll talk about that in detail bright and early Monday.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you. Now, sports.
Tiger Woods is adding another tournament as he tries to ready his game for the Masters. The PGA Tour says he'll play next week in the Valspar Championship at Innisbrook. Woods has never played that tournament in Palm Harbor, though he played Innisbrook when it hosted the old JCPenney Mixed Team Classic. This will be his third tournament in 4 weeks on the PGA Tour since returning from a fourth back surgery. Woods tied for 23rd at Torrey Pines, took 2 weeks off, and then missed the cut at Riviera and finished 12th last week at the Honda Classic. Woods also says he's playing the following week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, which he has won 8 times. In Manatee County tomorrow, it's the 12th annual Pirate Fest at Lecom Park. Free player autographs, games, and much more will be offered outside of the ballpark from 10 a.m. to 12:30. And ABC7 will be there giving away a signed Pirates jersey. And Scott Dennis will be throwing out the first pitch, as well as Stephanie Roberts singing the national anthem. Certainly don't want to miss any of that and all the fun. The Pirates will host the Phillies at 1:05. And time now for our Orioles fan of the day. Lian Chung and Ruth Buchanan are all smiles as they pose with the bird. And remember, if you would like to be featured in Fan of the Day, just go to an Orioles spring training home game, snap a shot of yourself having a great time, and send it to us here at ABC7 at pix@mysuncoast.com. That's PIX@mysuncoast.com. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
I'll be right back.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's Hollywood's biggest night.
And we have some of the biggest Suncoast names in fashion with us to dish and debate.
Join us on Suncoast View with a full panel of Suncoast fashionistas for a red carpet roundup. Plus, our Suncoast Society photographer details our upcoming social events with tips how to pose when you're being photographed. Libby's Cafe celebrates in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
When you typically go to the park, you may walk your dog. Some may even walk their cat, but not many walk their catfish.
Nice.
Well, that's exactly what this man did. The man was spotted at the 17th Street Dog Park in Sarasota by ABC7 viewer Jennifer Funk, who said in a Facebook post that you never know what you'll see at the dog park. Funk spoke to the man who claims his catfish, named Bubbles appropriately, gets anxious in the aquarium at home if she does not get out for a walk. The aquarium sits on an industrial-style dolly and is equipped with 2 battery-powered aerators that the man pulls behind him. Something I would almost say hashtag only in Florida.
Do you have a comfort fish that you have to take to the park?
That is too funny. I love that story. It cracks me up.
So the fish gets nervous if it doesn't get out.
I mean, a dog does.
Well, I hope you get to enjoy our weather this weekend. A beautiful weekend shaping up with temperatures in the 70s, nice dry air.
Looking forward
Picture
to it.
perfect.
Great. Thank you so much, Steve, and thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.